You were going to do this?
It was mixed because I hadn't been back in so long, especially well, I haven't been back to a Magic game. You know, it was a good feeling as well because I wanted to come back and see some of the older faces. I mean, I miss Orlando, and it feels good to be back.
And some of the young guys this morning were talking about your game. What do you think your legacy is to the game? They were talking about how you were a revolutionary 6'7" point guard. What do you think your legacy imprint on the game was?
Well, I think one of the main things that was good about my game was that I posted up. I don't see a lot of guards posting anymore, but I think that kind of allowed the bigger guards to try to take advantage of the smaller guards on the post. That was really a part of our offense, and that's how I really figured that I kind of revolutionized the game at the point guard spot, going down to post up the smaller point guards.
Was there ever a bigger point guard that gave you problems?
No, there wasn't anyone bigger. I mean, smaller guys gave me the most problems, but on bringing the ball up the court, but nobody really bigger than me that was at the point guard spot.
Have you had a chance to see Vic play at all, and what are your thoughts on him and the young guys here that they have?
Victor?
Yeah, Victor Oladipo.
You know, I was really impressed with him last year, or the last couple of years at Indiana University. He controlled the game on both ends of the floor. His hustle, his intensity, how hard he plays. I was really happy when the Magic got him because that's what this city feeds off of, the guys that are going to put it on the line every night and give it their all. And he doesn't have an ego. He's confident in himself when he goes out and plays hard. So I'm very impressed with his game.
Kenny, if somebody would have told you years ago that you would have coached, you would be a coach, what do you think you would have thought about that?
I probably would have laughed at them for saying that I would be coaching, and I definitely would have laughed and said, no way, in middle school. And that just happened by coincidence because of a friend, you know, getting colon cancer. But, you know, it's been a fun experience because it's back in my old neighborhood. But if someone would have said that years ago, I probably would have laughed.
What's the best thing about that?
The best thing about the coaching is really just dealing with the kids, like being around the kids on a daily basis. Kids from my neighborhood that have to fight so many different challenges, from gangs to violence to drugs, all the different type of obstacles that they have to overcome. Home situations where there's not a father there, and you know, just to be there and try to help them live through me and just push them to dream higher than what they were dreaming before I got there.
What's their age range, and can you remember what you were like at their ages?
The age range is 12 to 15, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. And I do remember when I was that age, it's tough. You know, in that neighborhood, you're challenged every day. It's a lot of violence. It's a lot of negativity, not a lot of positive going on in the neighborhood. And you have to stay focused or else you'll go down the wrong road pretty quickly.
Do you want to coach more? Do you want to maybe high school, college, NBA?
I think now that I've been bitten by the bug, I'll go up to high school next year, want to go to high school, and then gradually work my way up. I'm sure I could go and get on anyone's staff. You know, Josh Fassner's offered me to be an assistant plenty of times. I just wasn't really ready for it. Or even in the league, I just decided to stay with the grassroots with the guys. The kids are more impressionable and trying to teach them the fundamentals of the game.
Hey, what's the last Magic game you saw here in Orlando?
Man. Then when I played, probably with the Heat, that was the last game I was ever a part of. And I never come back after I retired to watch a game at all here. So that was the last game.
What do you think the reception is going to be, and have you thought about it?
I really haven't thought about it. I'm just having fun. You know, I don't know if it's going to be cheers. Hopefully it's cheers. If not, then I've accomplished what I want to accomplish, and that's coming back and seeing old faces, seeing guys like Joel, who was just coming in the league pretty much when I was here, and seeing all the faces. So, and then to see how far the organization has come with the new arena and the different things that are going on around here is great.
Every time a big point guard comes into the league, they seem to always compare them to you. You know, from Sean Livingston and Michael Carter-Williams last year, and now Dante Exum. Do you kind of consider that a bit of your legacy?
I think, it's a blessing to be able to be compared to anybody. I mean, we all know I didn't end my career the way that I wanted. And so the few years that I did have here in Orlando, which is where my legacy is built, for guys to really notice my game and the God-given talent that was given to me, to be able to say that other guys, their games are like mine, is a huge compliment.
And on the back end of that, Lil Penny is still being used by Nike basketball right now in All-Star Weekend last week. Is that shocking to see still, that you see
It's not
that
shocking.
piece of marketing still used?
It's not shocking because everything pretty much comes full circle. I think that the little penny was so big, and then the kids nowadays, they want retro everything, and my shoes are selling hotter than any shoe on the market now because of me playing in the 90s with the Magic. So to see Little Penny come back is not a shock because the kids want to see that. They're making shoes with my likeness and Little Penny's likeness together. So and they're selling. So I applaud Nike for that.
I think Nick, Horace, and Dennis all asked him the same thing. That '95 team, the Houston series, does that still eat at you that you guys kind of let that opportunity slip?
You really want to see me cry right now? It hurts. No doubt about it. It still hurts after all this time. I mean, we were the better team. I still say that. I mean, of course it doesn't show because we got swept, but in the regular season we dominated those guys both games, and we had so much confidence against those guys. And I think we were up. I have not gone back to watch that game at all, and I don't think I ever will. I think we were up in that first game by 16 or 17 points, I'm thinking, and we were on cruise control, and they went on a run against the bench, and when we went back out there, those guys were making everything. They had an opportunity to close the game and didn't do so. I think that first game pretty much cost us the series.
Isn't that also a case of being young and full of yourself, and now that you're older and can look back at that?
Yeah, I mean, we were so young. I mean, second, third years in the league, really just playing game to game, having fun, not even understanding the significance of what's really going on, just playing and winning and having fun while winning. So we were like rock stars, man. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Penny, you had a chance to play a lot of basketball here. You led teams to the playoffs. What did you make of Orlando sports fans and Orlando in general as a sports city in your time here?
Passionate, very passionate. A one-stop shop, really. I mean, like the Magic were the only professional team here. The fans are so passionate about the game. They love their players. This is the biggest thing in town. So the Magic is everything. The fans they love the Magic.
When you look back on the '95 team and to some extent the year after, what kind of impact do you see that team have on the history of the league? I mean, they were really one of the first teams to use the three-point line as a major weapon.
I hear. Sorry for interrupting, but I hear so many younger guys say that we were their favorite team, like the Magic. Like they looked at us like we were young, exciting, like you say, use the three-point line, played carefree, athletic, dominating. To be so young. So it was one of the better teams around. During the era.
I feel that team almost gets slighted in a way nationally because it came between Michael Jordan's retirement and unretirement, and plus there's this, without naming names, someone has been trying to make the New York-Indiana rivalry of the mid-90s this big deal. It's like you guys never exist.
Yeah, I understand, but the fact of the matter is the Knicks nor us nor Indiana have any rings, so you have to say that we were relevant. I mean, those were great franchises back then. They competed hard, but you have to add us in the conversation when you're talking about teams in the 90s.
One good?
How often do you watch Magic games now on television? And I mean, back when the Magic were in the finals in '09, you've been known for saying that you're still a Magic fan today. How often do you follow the team?
This year's team I haven't followed as much, but in the past I've followed all the time. I mean, I've watched some games. It's just like, it reminds me of a team when Doc first came and I left, when Darryl Armstrong and Ben and those guys, they just scrap hard. Not a lot of guys out there that could go for 30 on any given night, but a group of guys that can win collectively. And Jock is doing a great job, and that's what that reminds me of, just scrappiness.
We talked about maybe your worst moment as a player of the '95 finals, but what do you think was your best moment in Orlando?
I think just winning that Game 7 against Indiana. I think that I did understand at an early age that we were making history as we had gone on, because the franchise wasn't a winning franchise, and everything that we were doing, we were kind of etching our names in stone as we were going, like making history, and just winning Game 7 was the biggest thing.
And Penny, do you feel that you being here tonight is a step in the right direction to starting to erase some of the bad memories and maybe establishing a better long-term relationship with the franchise?
Well, I hope so. I mean, I was young. Things happen. Like I said, this is where my career was built and really ends. And coming back now does show that, you know, we're trying to mend some of the fences, or it wasn't even really mending anything, but just coming back and just being involved and seeing Bo, seeing Nick, and seeing some of the teammates. You know, I think that hopefully I'll be able to come around more and be more involved with the Magic.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Penny.